Hello everybody, it's the Cockney Colonel here. Just getting ready, it's Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, just getting ready, virtually set up, ready for Tuesday. Now this Tuesday, we're only going to have the main auction. So main auction, preview 4 PM, auction start at 5 PM. Alright, so no box lot bonanza this week down in the barn. So don't come at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. We ain't going to start until 5 o'clock. Alright, 4 o'clock preview, 5 o'clock start. Got a ton of stuff. Alright, so that's for Tuesday, November the 3rd, 4 PM preview, 5 PM start. Now, you into comics? We have got a ton of comics, and we've got more than this to come out as well. Alright, a ton of comics, and we can't even have a chance to have a look through this lot. Taking pictures of most of these ones on the top, but I know we've just picked out 1 and 2 here and there, and some of these are like $40 or $50 each per comic. Alright, so if you are a comic kind of person, you need to get down here and have a look through these piles. Alright, we've got boxes and boxes of them. Alright, okay, we've got some more to come out, but we'll see how we get on with these ones. Alright, but there really are a ton of comics this week, as well as a ton of other stuff. Alright, but have a look on the line, as I say, with all the pictures. Alright, tons and tons and tons of comics. Alright, so you know anybody that's into comics? Get them to come down here. Alright, okay, now let's have a flip round. Where we're going to go? Got some great, well, look at these things, right? What is it with people? What are they trying to do to me? Right, these ones here, right, these dolls, they've got little tears in your eyes, right? Because they've got to raise it up, ain't they? Like a little tantrum, little strop they're having, like, you know? So, anyway, look at that one. Scary. All right, but if you're into that, ooh, look, it's like baby. Anyway, you're into this stuff, come and buy them, take them away. Some great vintage toys, right? Raggedy Ann, Doll's House, still new in the box, like new old, right? Like vintage Raggedy Ann thing. Some Mattel Mother Goose Says. Mattel Mother Goose Says thing. Some really cool metal vintage Walt Disney World sort of lunchbox thing there. It's got a little cup drink thing inside as well. And some Build-O Fun panel construction set. Looks marvellous, doesn't it, eh? An old sort of bank of the old doggy geezer there, can't even remember his name, little green Mickey Mouse, an old bird out of Charlie Brown there. Some little vintage Matchbox cars and some old little racing car thing. Really cool gaff Viewmaster, Winnie the Pooh and Friends. Right, a little gift pack thing there, the Viewmaster in the old box. Some old Ideal, she's got a sticky head, but apart from that she seems alright, she's got a bit of a sticky head. But that little doll there, some old vintage thing. Right, Mickey Mouse sew-ons. So that looks like pretty cool. Some of these, you know, the lady got them as a kid and never opened them. Look at this. Must be some old sort of battery-powered toothbrush. Raggedy Ann battery-powered toothbrush. Hope it ain't been used, because that wouldn't be very nice, but I don't think it has. You know, it's like new old again, as they say in the box. And some vintage Christmas manger set. Marvellous, because Christmas is coming, so that's perfect timing, isn't it? Let's buzz down this way. Some old vintage linens. We've got some more around here as well. Good old Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus sitting over there. Mr. and Mrs. Father Christmas. Marvellous, sitting on the chair. Little glass manger set again, right, for Christmas. Lovely jubbly. Oh, look at these plates. I know you all love the plates, so come and get your plates and the old chintz for the ass. Stick this stuff up on the shelves. Quite a cool looking little watering can thing there with the old butterfly and sunflowers and stuff on it, and a couple of neat looking little birdhousey things. Right, so a couple of scary looking kids from back in like the old, you know, days when they were like peasants and stuff by the looks of it, but scary looking kids. But if that's your thing, come and get them. All right, some rather neat old vintagey stuff looking on here. Standard red crown sign and some other, you know, tins and bits and pieces. All right, Norman Rockwell plates. You know, if Norman Rockwell's your man, then come and get your Norman Rockwell plates. Some vintage scales there, they're kind of cool. All right, so you need to weigh some fish or, you know, see how the missus is doing with her diet. Come and get some scales just to hook her up to the ceiling, see how she's getting on. Couple of more sort of mid-century kind of looking stuff on there. All right, the old Guinness glasses. Do love some Guinness and Hornsby's draft cider. Some of the McSorley's glasses there as well. The old Idaho potato sack. All right, some cool pennants there. So, you know, Superior, Wisconsin, I take it that is, and stuff like that. Bunker Hill, Boston, Massachusetts, and stuff like that, and all sorts of other ones. And a rather neat sort of gunpowder looking thing that is, isn't it? You know, what you used to fill the old rifles up with back in the day. Some rather cool looking cigar boxes there. And these are really neat, the old Coca-Cola sort of cookie jars and, you know, the old sign there and things like that, little music box. But these are really neat, really nice looking. Again, perfect timing for Christmas. Now, these Dr. Seuss books, right, the Cat in the Hat and all that stuff, really great condition, all right, you know, really nice, good selection of them. Don't look like they've ever been used, all right, so they're really nice. So make sure you come and check those out. A couple of the old model cars, all right, and a Hess truck there, all right, and some old sort of tape measures, so they're rather neat. Let me just buzz around this way because we've got a selection of albums and records, George Jones and Flattened Scruggs, whatever that is. Christmas, Elvis Christmas album. Right, there's tons of albums, so come and look in the old albums if that's what you're into. Some Harry Potter books, all right, Star Wars books and other things like that, all right. Rather neat Arnold Palmer indoor golf game, all right. So again, that's all there in the box, so that's rather neat. Some screw plate, little giant screw plate. Not a Danny what you do with that. That means not a clue. But I'm sure if you know what it is, it's cool. Now, if you're one of those guys, right, that works in a kitchen and, you know, you work with like a load of Spanish speaking people, then you might want to come and buy the intermediate Spanish learning stuff, right? So that when they're like talking all gibberish, right, and you ain't got a clue what they're saying, now you'll be able to pull them up and say, oi, I heard that, son, I heard what you just said to me. You see, so learn to speak Spanish and then you've got to know what they're talking about, innit? There's some really cool old metal heavy water cover thing there, so that's rather neat. All right, and some other bits of chintz, candlestick holders, some old dinosaur tray and some Batman tray behind that one. It's probably Spode, that little bit of china there. Some of the old, what is it, American greetings, all right, little ornaments and stuff like that, and keepsakes, all right, Hallmark keepsakes. All right, so that's rather marvellous, isn't it? Let's have a buzz round again. A couple of old bikes. So, you know, again, if you want to get the old man or the old lady fit, come and get a bike, give it a little bit of a rub down, a bit of a clean up, get them on their way, on the bike. Got any grandkids? Any kids? Rather neat looking baby seat there, one of those pop in, pop out jobbies that you have these days. So that's really cool as well. Couple of the old jug things there, they're really neat. I know you guys always love those things. All right. Old cooker, right, so you need a cooker. You might have to put a little bit of elbow grease into it, give it a little bit of clean up, but you know, there's a cooker there. All right, and some rather neat looking old generator. So I know we've just gone through hurricane season, didn't we? I hope so, because I don't want another one coming. And really nice, right, I don't understand, right, I've tried it twice, this dishwasher. It is in mint condition, right? It ain't got to start much, but you know, anybody that needs a dishwasher, this thing is going to go cheap as chips. I'm telling you. Right, some old leaf blower, weed whacker thing, all right, whack the well weeds down. Some rather cool looking vintage Cobra CB radio equipment stuff there, all right, so I know that's been popular before, so that's neat. Some fishing tackle boxes with fishing tackle in them. Fishing's so boring, isn't it? God, I can't be doing fishing. I know it's like one of the most popular things in the world, but... Some Superstar 500 base station power and supply amplifier. Need one? There it is. Wii. There's a couple of Xbox games at the bottom, but mainly all Wii games with the Wii itself. All right, we've got the old power unit and the rest of the thing that goes on the TV for the infrared and all that stuff there as well. All right, so that's a rather cool Wii game. Some DVDs. I know the DVDs always popular. So some cool boxes of DVDs there. Rather neat consigner made up a little display case for the stuff. So you're going to be bidding and you're going to get the display case with it as well as the bits that are inside. All right, some Allstate manufacturing company sort of vintage display case that is. So that looks rather neat. Need to go on a jet ski or something like that. Some Henderson, really nice. Henderson wetsuits, all right. I think one of them, you've got the dryers in them as well like that, okay. So really neat Henderson looking dryers. Some Banks probably here, some die-cast collectible sort of little trucks and cars. All right, so they are really nice. All right, die-cast collectible trucks and cars. Nice mirror, all right, really nice decorative mirror. This pewter apparently, have a look at the pictures I took because the missus tells me this ain't just pewter, this is some special pewter. All right, so it's expensive. And those are vintage Dansk, D-A-N-S-K, right, vintage Dansk sort of pan things, right, for doing your old like pasta and stuff like that, shepherd's pies, whatever you guys do. Right, so rather neat old bucket. Everybody needs an old bucket, don't they? Looks like that one used to go down in the well. All right, so some nice sort of salad serving wooden things there. These are really nice. The old Dansk again. All right, Dansk is a great make, obviously. Set of 24 champagne flutes. So I know we normally can't sell glasses, but I think these ones are going to be popular. They're worth a fortune. All right, so you've got different selection of champagne flutes in this box. All right, they're all in there, all mint condition. All right, so you need some champagne flutes to celebrate Christmas and the New Year. Here they are. Right, come treat the old lady, right, because apparently these handbags are worth a bit of money. All right, again, I've took pictures of them. Some Doodley and Burke or something like that, Dooney and Burke, and some other thing in here. Rhodo, all right, Rhodo, and then some other bird in here. Who's that? Marcus, that's the geezer's name, isn't it? Marcus Brothers of Miami, made in Japan. So Marcus Brothers of Miami, and they went to Japan and made a purse and brought it back here to sell it. Is that how it worked? Boyd's Bears, all right, we've got loads of Boyd's Bears. All right, it's a big old chappy, that one. All right, but really cool little selection of the old Boyd's Bears. All right, so they look rather neat, with some other little teddy bears thrown in the middle there as well. All right, so if you like the old Boyd's Bears, great selection of the little Boyd's Bears. Now these things here, right, little cork. All right, so some geezer somewhere, probably in Japan again or something like that, where they've got a load of patience, you know, like sat there and carved out these rather neat, intricate looking things, right, and then framed them, right, so these are old, but really neat, you know, so some sad bloke somewhere just sat there and cut up little bits of cork. But they look neat, don't they? They look really cool. All right, some vintage Santas, all right, so they're rather nice. Rather a pretty lady there, Vicky, or something like that, remember for you. All right, so she's rather cool. Some more vintage linens, all right, so that's cool. Look up this chap, all right, Pachico, or something like that, all right. I've took a picture of it, Pensive Pavarotti, right, signed, all right. It's worth a bit of money. Have a little butchers, right, not worth like millions, but you know, a little bit of money, all right, so it's not too bad. A little vintage sort of tambourine thing there that I know Patty and her ladies are going to come down and buy that for the old people to just tap on their leg while they're like dribbling, sitting in there, you know. Anyway, Spode Christmas thing, right, so music box thing or whatever, you know, that's rather cool. All right, so the old Spode Christmas music box thing and a rather neat sort of metal fish platter thing. Plates, yeah, let's not even mention them. Some really cool black and white photos of different things here. All right, and some old more ones in there, and old Paul McCartney and that back in the day, yesterday. All right, some rather neat old stamps in jars there. Some really cool Coca-Cola looking clocky things. Ooh, I ain't touched that because like I really don't fancy touching that because you know, yeah. But someone might want to buy it, might they? You know, put some milk in it or something. No, probably not. Now normally when I take the top off of like, you know, my beer, I don't really drink Pepsi out of a bottle or Coke, you know, I drink beer. But I just sort of throw that top in the bin. Well, clearly they must be worth some money, so I'm going to start saving all my tops now and bring them in because some, you know, they're all here to be sold in a little lot. Marvellous. Right, some really cool aeroplane pictures. All right, I laid those out and took some good pictures of those, so they're really nice. All right, turbine drive Buick and some other thing there. Chevy 2 for 1963, a couple of the old manuals or something like that. All right, rather neat looking Coca-Cola little sign there and a really cool old Dr. Pepper one, so that's rather neat. Another cookie jar or something like there, Coca-Cola. All right, a couple of little Coca-Cola bits and a nice little Santa Coca-Cola tray. Some little Indian fella. All right, what's under there? Is there another one? Yeah, a couple of things and a scary looking mask. All right, and another cookie jar with the mice on top. All right, so that's rather neat. Really large, great, really heavy, but really nice decorative mirror. All right, and then we've got some neat stuff over here. We've got some like samurai swords. All right, so if you don't fancy being a samurai, then there's your thing. All right, if you're into fixing up drums, that's what you're going to have to do because you can't really drum much on that one by the looks of it. But, you know, it looks neat. I'm sure you can do something with it and make it look nice. Some of the old bottles, I know they can be crazy, so I have a butcher's at them. All right, a couple of old cameras there, stuck in there. Some Toshiba GT8 10S stereo, you know, real sort of system there, and a Paymaster, whatever that does, that thing there. All right. Oh, this is neat. Little chintz, right? Blah, 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 blah. All right, croquet, anybody? Anybody for croquet? I don't know how you're really going to do it out here, because your grass out here is like nuts, isn't it? You know, you can't even walk through it, let alone roll croquet balls over it. So you might have to go down the local golf course and just take over the green or something like that. Because I wouldn't fancy trying to play croquet, you know, on the old grass here, because that grass is a nightmare. Got some fishing poles there, all right, and more fishing poles over here with some reels on them. All right, so if you like fishing, yeah, come and get your fishing stuff. All right, some rather cool looking clock hanging up there. All right, just give you a quick butchers. We've got 3 rugs, right? So a nice, really decent sized rug. Another one that looks like dog fur or something like that over there, and a couple of smaller ones over there. So we'll have a try with the old rug, see how we get on. A couple of these things, not really know what they are, they're like throws or something like that. You've got, yeah, Jesus being a shepherd, yeah. And then some other one of the Last Supper or something like that, okay. So if you know, you want to throw it over for Christmas and show off all that stuff. Rather neat looking set of scales there, they're really nice. This thing here, found it online, worth a few bob, all right. So it's made in Norway, it's really heavy. It's like a pizza press kind of thing, all right, but I think it does little sort of pancake things. So it's made in Norway, J-O-T-U-L, product of Norway, all right, but have a look at that, really is neat. I ain't really seen these things before, but you've got MASH, you know, you've got a funny thing happened on the way to Forum or something, John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd neighbours, right? RCA Selectavision video discs. So, don't remember having a machine that played those things, but they look kind of neat, so that could be cool. Anybody for riding? So, a little riding hat there, if you like, you're going on the GGs, on the horsey, you know, take it there. And some old little blender thing there, and some vintage ashtray on a stand at the back, so that's rather neat. All right, and then we've got these couple of folders of these cards, right? There's loads of them in here, right? All right, all these cards and that, baseball, football, basketball, all right, all those games that you guys like. All right, there's another folder under there as well. All right, so a couple of folders of them and a little box at the front. Oh, that's heavy, that one. All right, so rather neat stuff there. Some old chintzy stuff, chintz. All right, so a little elf football, rugby ball it looks like to me, but you guys call it football. Made of wicker or whatever it is there. But Tuesday, November the 3rd, all right, 4 o'clock preview, 5 o'clock start. Oh yeah, you like punching things? Couple of punch bags. Come and buy a punch bag, punch that, rather than other people. That'd be nice of you. Rather, marvellous. All right, Tuesday, November the 3rd, 4 o'clock preview, 5 o'clock start. No box lot bonanza auction, so don't be coming down here at 1 o'clock for 2 o'clock. Come along at 4 o'clock for 5 o'clock. We'll have the lovely Emily here, giving you some hot dogs, serving up some hot dogs, right, and drinks and stuff like that she'll be selling. So come and support Emily as well and get some of her lovely tucker. All right, Tuesday, November the 3rd, we are at 400 East Gulf Atlantic Highway, which is State Road 44 basically here in Wildwood, close to the junction of 301, right next door to Wildwood Tyre. Come along, bring your money, spend it.